Whether or not there's an eighth vote is to be determined at this point. Sarah Ferris of Politico just tweeted this out. Vote done, so what happens now? She just overheard a Republican member saying, quote, Kevin wants to adjourn now. Dems would likely block. Again, that's Sarah Ferris of Politico. We are still awaiting the official results of the 7th Speaker vote to happen, and there's been talk about potential adjournment. But according to Aidan Quigley, CQ Roll Call, who tweets out that an 8th vote for Speaker is forthcoming, rather than a move to adjourn. Steve Scalise says, quote, "We'll be going another round."
Tellers agree in their tallies that the total number of votes cast is 433, of which the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212. The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201. The Honorable Byron Donalds of the state of Florida has received 19. The Honorable Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 1. With 1 recorded as present. No member-elect having received the majority of the votes cast, a speaker has not been elected. For what purpose does the gentleman from Florida rise?
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is recognized.
I think at this point we've all heard about Kevin McCarthy in length. He is my friend, my colleague. I'm very proud to say that. I know our remarks are directed towards the clerk and the chair, but I don't mind saying I'm directing my remarks to another part of our team. And make no mistake, we are a team. We are together.
All right, well, it's on our channel.
I would say this to some of my friends in Texas. I have the same fear, truly, that some of you have, that we squander this opportunity to right the wrongs that have gone on here for the last 2 and 4 years, and there are very real wrongs. I have that fear, just like you do. I'd say to my friend from Montana, I would say that I have the same fear you do, that America's given us this chance to change our course and that we fail. I have that fear. I would say to my friends from Arizona, I have the same fears that you do. That we don't recover from the indifference that has been shown to the honor we have to serve here, to the responsibility we have to safeguard our Constitution and the freedoms of Americans. I have that fear that it can't be recovered from. I would say to my friend, the general from Pennsylvania, that I have the same fears that he has. That we squander what our brothers and sisters in arms have sacrificed for. I stand differently because of sacrifice. My friend from Texas, Mr. Crenshaw, when he looks out at the world, he sees the world differently because of what he sacrificed for. My friend Jim Baird, when he extends a hand, he extends it differently because of what he sacrificed for during his service in Vietnam. We have so many in this body that gave so much, sacrificed so much to support and defend the Constitution of our United States. And I fear that we don't live up to what some of our friends and brothers and sisters in arms have very literally given their lives for. And I don't mind saying, because it does. It's not for that. My friend from Texas, my colleague, Mr. Roy, he and I, we've stood on this floor together, arguing on the same team about life and death issues for the United States of America, with so few people in here that you could hear an echo. That's sad. That's not living up to our friends. I've sat in classified briefings with the general from Pennsylvania, minimally attended on both sides, with issues that absolutely matter to the safeguarding of every person within our borders and our service members abroad. We can do better than that, and we will. But I would say to my friends, those issues that we deal with like that you've spoken passionately about, I've heard your speeches, I've sat and listened to them. They can't be fixed by our friend Andy. And they can't be fixed by our friend Kevin, or our friend Jim, or our friend Byron. That comes from inside each and every one of us. To change what we prioritize, to change how we choose to spend our time, given this opportunity, this honor to serve in this place. My friend, Mr. Roy, has been very proud of the number of individuals that are in here, saying that this is how the process should play out, and I totally agree with him on that. But we don't control whether individuals in here are sitting on their cell phones, scrolling through whatever social media, or whether they're actually paying attention to the issues. The speaker can't change that. That's up to the individual. That's something that we have to look at each other and sharpen each other and make each other better. When we started this process months ago, behind closed doors, as leadership for the minority was being chosen behind closed doors, leadership for the majority was being talked about, debated, and chosen behind closed doors, I said to my friend, Mr. McCarthy, I said, please don't look at us and see me as your friend, or all of us as your friends. Don't look at us and see us as your colleagues. Don't look at us and see us as individuals that are votes for Speaker of the House. Look at us as individuals that are looking out to our communities, our neighborhoods, our friends, our neighbors, and our country, and telling them that we vouch for you, because that is what we are doing. We are vouching for you, and I couldn't be more proud to stand here today and vouch for you, my friend. I vouch to my community that Kevin will do as he was promised. He will give us the opportunity to write the course. He will give us the opportunity to vote. He won't control how every individual votes, but he will give us the opportunity to make sure that we have smart energy policy between the Atlantic and the Pacific that makes sense for Americans, to make sure that he protects our border protects Americans, to make sure that we don't spend what we don't have on a credit card, that we don't spend wastefully. I'm vouching for my friend that he will give us that opportunity to make sure that we don't have endless terms here in the House of Representatives. I vouch that he will deliver that opportunity to us. I'm proud to stand before my country and say that Kevin McCarthy is different. He is different. That is why, for those that I was speaking to earlier, the process is where it is today. He's different. He's not Paul Ryan. He's not going to tell you about you'll get a term limits bill and then you won't. He's not Mitch McConnell. He fought against the $1.7 trillion wasteful spending package that was sent to us on New Year's Eve. That's not him. He's different. He's not John Boehner. He didn't throw you all that disagreed with him out on your cans and say, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to listen to you. He welcomed everybody in because he's different. And if we give him the chance to be our speaker, we will all be different. He will be different. This Congress will be different, and our country will be different. And I stand before you today and say, at the direction of the Republican conference, I advance the name of Kevin McCarthy very proudly as the next Speaker of the House.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Massachusetts rise?
I rise to nominate Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House.